Dear students, we are coming towards the most important part of the freedom struggle. Before starting the freedom struggle, we have to study about the incident that happened in 1857, very important. It is very simply called as the 1857 revolt, and it can be called as the first war of Indian independence also. But we must note very well how this 1857 revolt became the foundation for the future freedom struggle here. The revolt that happened in 1857 is not a successful one. I am going to clearly tell that it is not a successful one. The revolt that happened in 1857, it was, but although the revolt started in 1857, it was confined and it was controlled, suppressed by the English people within few days. But you must note very well, dear students, that in this 1857 revolt, which is called as the turning point in the history of India, which became a platform, knowingly or unknowingly, different sections of people like kings, queens, farmers, artisans, weavers, many people participated here, and even the soldiers participated here. But the reason was very, very different. Each one was fighting with their own selfish thing. Farmers, they were fighting for land revenue system. Kings and queens, just because they lost their kingdoms because of the expansionist policy of doctrine of collapse and subsidiary alliance. Artisans and craftsmen, they were just fighting against the English people because they lost their jobs. They could not compete with the factory made goods. Socio-religious cause, which was opposed by the Orthodox Hindus and Muslims, we are going to see. The soldiers who were not happy with the working conditions of the English. The immediate cause. Like this, we see that many people were dissatisfied with the English rule for many reasons here. That is why this 1857 revolt is considered as the major platform or the foundation for the future freedom struggle. Dear students, first of all, we will study about the nature of this 1857 revolt. See, when we talk something about the nature of 1857 revolt, it's a milestone in the history of India. It is a turning point. There is no doubt at all. What I mean to tell you people is that the English people called this 1857 revolt as just a Sepoy mutiny. Sepoy mutiny. What is this Sepoy? Means soldiers. Some of the soldiers who were dissatisfied, they revolted and this was suppressed. This was the answer given by the English people regarding this 1857 revolt. But Indian nationalists, Indian historians, they call it as the first war of Indian independence. It is the first step towards the Indian freedom struggle. Absolutely right, definitely. There is no second thought in it. Although we were not successful in order to gain freedom in 1857 revolt, it is a failure, but it is a lesson for us. It is the first step which clearly told that if we are united and if we unite together, we can fight against the English people here. Knowingly and unknowingly, different sections of the people participated here. And some people went on and told it is nothing but the fight against the black and white people. It is nothing but fight against the Christianity, where English were forcing Indians to convert themselves into Christianity, war against barbarism. Many things it can be told, but as the nature, as this 1857 revolt, in simple words, in simple point, in one ultimate bottom line, dear students, one thing that I want to tell you people is that it is nothing but the platform or the first foundation or the first step towards the freedom struggle here. See, when we talk something about the causes for the 1857 revolt, there were multi-dimensional causes. Multi-dimensional causes means many causes were responsible for the 1857 revolt because the economic system of India was ruined at that particular time. Economically, India was bankrupted. The English amassed the huge natural wealth, money, whatever is there that was in our country. In the later part, they made our country after this industrial revolution as a colony. They took the raw materials from our country to their mother country, brought the finished products and sold here. Artisans, craftsmen, they were all very much destroyed. Small scale and cottage industries, agriculture, like this we see that everybody were dissatisfied with this rule of English here and they were waiting for an opportunity. Let me examine one by one, first of all let me examine about the political cause of what we are going to see. Political cause is one of the most important cause that what we are going to see. Basically speaking, one of the main political reason, very simple and logic reason is that Indians did not like to be ruled by foreigners or the other people. At some point of the time, we see that slowly Indians realized that they are being dominated by somebody who is unknown to them. They came to know that this country belongs to them. Some point of the time, like this, we see that this was an idea, came to the minds of the Indians here, an awareness in the minds of the Indians that they are being dominated by the foreigners. Therefore, they did not like the rule of foreigners here. And main importantly, politically, when we speak, the two expansionist policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse played a dominant role here, I think. I think due to this subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse that was introduced by the Governor General Lord Wellesley and Dalhousie, we see that many native kings lost their kingdoms here. Many native kings and queens lost their kingdoms, especially Satara, Jaipur, Samalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi, Awadh. These are the important states which was captured by the English people without waging any war against the English, means the native kings here. Many Nawabs and many kings lost their titles here. Many kingdoms and many native kings came under the control of English in the name of doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliance, that what we are going to see. Pensions was denied to the kings here. Like this, we see that these are the important political reasons. At one section of the people, that is the kings and queens, they were unhappy here, and many of the soldiers also became unemployed. Means the soldiers who were under these kings, they became unemployed. They did not have any opportunities here. Therefore, they fought against the English people, I can really tell. This is the first important cause. The second important cause that I want to mention is the administrative cause. Administration. For the first time in the history of India, we see that when English were there, or when English came to India, there were more than 562 princely states, that what we are going to see. We can understand 562 states. Now nearly in and around 30 states are there. At that particular time, 562 states. Suddenly, once English dominated India, they brought entire part of the country under their control. A single administration and a uniform system of administration was introduced here, that what we are going to see. This was not liked by the Indians. Indians at that particular time, they were not ready to accept this, because each state had their own tradition, custom, rules and regulations. Especially due to this single administration, in the court also, the language that was used was English. In the beginning, it was Parsi, which was a common language to the Indians, which was understandable to everybody. But English as a court language was not understandable to anybody. And these rules and regulations was not adjustable to Orthodox Hindus and Muslims especially. And definitely we see that this is the administrative reasons which some sections of the people, Orthodox Hindus and Muslims, and some people did not understand the rules and regulations of the code. They became unhappy and they were ready and they were waiting for an opportunity to fight against the English people. Economic cause, the main cause I really felt. Because in the beginning, we see that when English people came towards India, their intention was doing only business. They wanted to carry the goods and make profit in their country. But in the later part, seeing the political situation, they dominated India. They took control. The entire part of the India came under the hands here. Once the entire part of the India came under their control, at the same time in the 18th century, Industrial Revolution started in India. What was that? Industrial Revolution was started here. When Industrial Revolution was started, big industries like iron and steel industries, cottage industries were established here. And these industries needed raw materials. But raw materials were not there in England. Especially the English people took raw materials from our country, cotton, iron ore, and many other things. They produced goods in their country and brought the same goods to the Indian market and sold them for 8 to 9, means for a very cheap price, that I want to tell you people, so that Indian artisans, craftsmen, they were impoverished. They lost their jobs. Small scale and cottage industries were vanished, that's what we are going to see. And they were the people who were dissatisfied. On the other hand, the Jagirdars, the Talukdars, means special grant was given by kings at that particular time for some people here. Jagirdars, Talukdars, and English appointed a commission called as Inam Commission. What was that? Inam Commission was appointed, and all these free lands, Jagirdars, Talukdars, which was given to the Indians, were taken back. And this is something about the economic cause why Indians went against the Indian, means the English people. And when we talk about another important cause, that is the socio-religious cause, definitely I really like to mention one important thing that I want to tell you people here is that the Orthodox and Muslims, they were very unhappy with the interference of the English. And that particular time, the Orthodox Hindus and Muslims, they were not ready to accept the socio-religious reforms like ban on sati system, parda system, English education. It was not acceptable to them. They thought that they are being forced to convert towards Christianity here. English were forcing them to convert themselves into the Christianity. That is why some of these people were unhappy. That is why this socio-religious cause also became one of the most important cause that I want to tell you people here. And under this socio-religious cause, I also like to mention especially the Indians were ill-treated by English people very badly. They used to call them as pigs, black people, and they were not allowed to public places like restaurants and parks, that's what we are going to see. Educational institutions, they were barred here, that's what we are going to see. And even some of the big restaurants, we see that dogs and Indians are not being allowed there. They used to put board like that, this was a very inhuman thing, and it was a great humiliity for the Indians that I want to tell you people. Like this, we see that this treatment met to the Indians became one of the most important reasons that what we are going to see. And finally, when we come across military cause. Military cause is one of the main reasons that I want to tell you people which became responsible for the 1857 revolt. The conditions of Indian army soldiers in the English army camp was far from satisfactory. That means they were not happy. Because we see that all promotions, better salaries were given only for English soldiers. Indian soldiers were not given any promotions, any good salaries, that's what we are going to see here. And especially, they were not allowed, especially Indians were not allowed in order to use their religious and traditional symbols and headgears, especially the Sikh people used to wear turban, knife and all. It was not allowed. That's why the soldiers were very unhappy, and they were also forced to travel in the sea or on the sea to go to the foreign countries and fight, but that was not acceptable to the Indians here. That what we are going to see here. This is one important thing. That is Lord Canning's Common Civil Rule Act, which forced the Indians to travel in the sea and go to the other country and work at any place. This Common Civil Rights Act passed by Lord Canning was not acceptable to the soldiers here. And finally, at the last, not of the least, dear students, the immediate cause. The most immediate cause for 1857 revolt is nothing but a very simple matter. The English were very much clever and they were very clever people. They wanted to break out the unity of the Indians here. They thought that how this unity has to be broken means making separate these Hindus and Muslims. Therefore, they started spreading a rumor regarding this, that the newly Enfield rifles, means the rifle means pistols. The newly Enfield rifles, the cartridges is nothing but where the bullets were filled, which has to be taken out by the teeth here. The cartridges was smeared, means it was pasted with the fat of cow and pig here, which was unacceptable to the Hindus and Muslims. Cow was considered as very sacred by Indians and pigs were not considered by the Muslims people here. And like this we see that when the soldiers were asked to use these cartridges, they revolted against the English people. Like this, in these online classes, dear students, we come across the basic aspects of freedom struggle. Once again, I recapture the things. The first war of Indian independence, the Great Revolt of 1857. It is a turning point in the history of India. Many lessons were brought. Many sections of the people participated here. Artisans, craftsmen, farmers, kings, queens, and everybody. But one thing you must know, they were all fighting with for selfishness, for their lack of idealism, lack of leadership was there. Yeah. And nature, especially this 1857 revolt was called as a revolt by Sipais or soldiers by English people. Indians called it as the first war of Indian independence, or the first step towards the struggle here. And in the later part, what we are going to see here is the causes, multi-dimensional causes, political causes here, subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, this expansionist policy, annexing Satara, Jhansi, Samanpur, Udaipur, Indians not liking foreigners, cancelling of kingship of Nawabs, pensions, and everything, and economic cause, industrial revolution, big industries. India was made as a colony. Raw materials were taken from India towards their country, brought the same into, sold in Indian market. Artisans and craftsmen lost their jobs, impoverished. Socio-religious cause I mentioned, where Orthodox Hindus and Muslims were not acceptable to this new socio-religious reforms like Sati system, ban on Sati system, Parda system, that what we are going to see here, and they voted against them. Administrative cause, single administration, uniform civil code, the court language of English, which was not acceptable to the Indians, and more importantly, the military cause. The conditions of Indian military soldiers is far from satisfactory at the English army camp. No salary means, compared to the Indian, means the English soldiers, Indians were given less salary. Promotions were given, ranks were given only for white soldiers here, and more importantly, they were not allowed in order to use their religious symbols like headgears, traditional symbols like headgears, carrying knives and everything here, and Common Civil Rights Act introduced by Lord Canning, according to which Indians were asked to go to any particular place, transfer, anybody can be transferred to any part of the country or any part of the world. More importantly, the immediate cause, it is a simple reason which was used by the English people in order to break the unity between the Hindus and Muslims. How Hindus and Muslims can be divided here. They spread the rumor that the newly introduced Enfield rifles, the cartridges for this were smeared with fat of cow and pig here, which was hurting the sentiments of Hindus and Muslims. This is what the picture what I have been given today to you people, dear students, regarding this freedom struggle 1857 revolt. This is for the Monday's online class. Hope it was very much interesting. And once again, dear students, while these online classes are going on, please have your test books in front of you so that it will be very much helpful. And if you're not brought the books, please visit the school campus and collect it here. And thank you for all the cooperation. Hope you all to meet on Thursday. Thank you one and all.